Well, we got
McKennie.
Yeah, that's where we're going right now. Weston McKennie gets another goal. Jimmy, right back to you, man. That's a pretty damn good performance right now. We were talking about the most informed USMNT player. He keeps living up to expectations as Juventus wins 2-0.
Yeah, no question. I thought it was a good performance from Juve overall against Udinese. I was curious to see how they were going to respond after losing in the 120th minute, heartbreakingly against Inter Milan in the Supercoppa Italiana.
Great photo.
So Weston McKennie scored in that game, scored in this one. You know, he does a very good job of drifting into the box when the ball goes wide. Makes it hard to mark players. Now, I'm not going to completely compare him to Frank Lampard, but Frank Lampard was very good at this too, making those late runs when the center backs or the holding midfielder are looking at the ball and you can start to drift to the back post. He's very, very good at that. And I think Frank Lampard maybe hung around the top of the box a little bit more, whereas Weston McKennie likes to get to that back post and look for that back post cheddar. But yeah, when he's in the team's different. I actually thought Artur played pretty well today for Juve as well. And they're looking to move him in January. It's always weird when you see a player play. Like, wait, do they want to keep him? Or are they just trying to market him as he's healthy and he can play so they can sell him? I don't know. But Dybala looked good today too. So despite some losses and some players, Juve's still hanging around. And this was a big win for them today.
The only thing I'd add, because I agree with what Jimmy said there, is that Weston, and you compared him to Lampard hanging out in and around the top of the box, he seems a lot more comfortable in those places than he did before, right? And when I look at earlier parts of the year, he kind of looked like he was doing what he thought he was supposed to be doing and not doing it confidently. He kind of looked like he was second-guessing himself in terms of is he taking his first touch backwards or forwards? Is he combining? Is he doing stuff because he feels like a teammate's demanding the ball or it's the right pass? And when you look at him now, he seems if you didn't know who Weston McKennie was, right? If you were sitting next to me and I'm sitting in a pub here or something, you would see a really good player on the field. You wouldn't look at through the eyes that we do where we're overanalyzing. And I think that's a good sign. He looks like he blends in again. He looks like he's playing his part and playing his role. And I think that was missing for a while, where he just looked like he was a step off, not confident, second guessing himself. And I think that's a huge step forward for him. And we've seen this now for a couple of months, right? He's played 4 games of 90, then he's played a few more games in the middle, then he had another run of games before that. So he's in a great run of form right now. I sent him a message saying, hey, man, keep it up. Keep up the form. And he read it. And he didn't respond, but he read it. I just want to let you guys know that he read it.
He read it, or his PR team?
Yeah, it just said scene on it. Yeah, I just said scene on it. You know, I was just looking for this, like, thanks, man, I'm going to keep going. But I just filled out the response in my head, and it was just like, you know, it was more of a humbling to know that, like, when he was on a couple 100,000, he used to get back to me on that stuff. Now he's on a couple million followers, and he'll give me the red, you know, maybe he's up laying around playing video games, and no response, but I just wanted him to know that, you know, shout out Weston, I'm thinking about you.
Well, you know,
keep going, man.
His entourage turtle version responded.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened. Let me ask you a quick question to both of you. I'll go back to Heath, and then Jimmy, you jump it. Just very quick on McKennie. I mean, obviously Allegri sees him every day, and that's the relationship that he has, etc. But it sounds to me that ever since that iffy moment there with the USMNT and Greg Berhalter kind of, you know, dealing with it, he's kind of turned a new page here. He's a little bit more focused, Heath.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if that was a Greg conversation or it just seems like that had the recipe for 2 very distinct responses, right? One, which is, you can't tell me anything. I play at Juventus. I make millions of dollars a year. I'm the best national team player. I'm the best U.S. player, or I'm the best player in the U.S. I've done it the right way. My career path. I'm only 23 years old still. Blah blah blah. Or the response is, yeah, that's a wake-up call. And I don't know who's in his circle. And I know Jimmy talks about those inner circles and support systems for Ricardo Pepi and these other players going through the same challenges. But his response has been phenomenal. And he's done it all by literally what he does on the field and his attitude and all those types of things. You go back to the summer of Nations League, and he didn't play huge roles, but he had the clutch gene, right? He came up in big moments, but he wasn't the leader in terms of the build-up play and all the things that we want from a player at this level. But now you're seeing him sort of round the corner into different pieces of his game. You talk about Allegri, and I'll make this short, but Allegri sees him every day. And we've seen all of these different parts of Weston McKennie, and we look at him through these different lenses of like bad boy and like infamous to leader to whatever as he goes through this career of his. But right now, it just seems like whatever happened, whether that's the national team plus the club team, or it's his team, or it's his agents, or it's his family, somebody woke him up and told him he needed to get it together because he was on the verges of becoming, kind of almost reputationally bad where it doesn't matter how good you are, the next team has to want to take a chance on you, and that could spoil you. At this age, we've seen a lot of players get a reputation, whether it's for partying or whatever, at 23. By 27, they're in a tiny little league somewhere just living off of the money that they made, and then we're going to talk about them, about what they could have been, and he just seems to have woken up from that. I think it's a great shot, Luis.
No, I agree with that. And it seemed like a pivotal moment in his young career as to which kind of player he wants to be, both on and off the field. And when I think about it, when I look at him now, it looks like he's enjoying himself. And what you had said earlier, either Heath or you, LME, is he maybe was trying too hard to fit into Allegri's plans. Obviously, he was maybe playing a different role under Andrea Pirlo. Pirlo clearly trusted him, but it seemed like Allegri was like, I don't know if I really care for this guy or how he plays or how does he fit into my style. Then he has that trouble off the field. There's some talk about it happening also in Turin where he's going out a lot. And now that flowed over to his U.S. men's national team. And now, like, what are you going to do? To Heath's points are all very good. So he comes back, and now I think he was trying really hard to fit in, to do exactly what Allegri said, to earn the trust back of that team and also the men's national team and get it all together professionally. And now, since he's worked through that patch, which I think is very important to him as a development of a player, because he's going to go through another patch. Hopefully it's not due to behavioral issues, but just form, right? Something's not going to work for you. How do you regain that? Now he's lived through it. And I think that's really important, that you just go to work, you try to get better than you were the day before. And at some point you're going to work through it, and then you're going to start to enjoy how you're playing again. And that's where he is. He's in that sweet spot where he looks like he's having a ton of fun. And it helps when the team's getting results as well. And he's a big part of that. So long may that continue. Hopefully it translates into success for the U.S. men's national team as well. We need him to be clutch for us. We got some big games coming up here over the next couple months. And I'm excited about how he's playing. And he's definitely, without a doubt, the best men's national team player right now.
Yep. So basically, advice from the boys here. Whatever you're doing, Weston, keep it up. Oh, and respond to Heath's DMs.
I get left on red by all these guys now, man. I get left on red by all these guys. You know, it's humbling, but it's the role that I play as the mentor for the U.S. men's national team. You know?
I love it. All right.
Asking for no advice from me, but I'm giving it anyway. You know?